Before this video starts, I just want to give a massive shout out to all my channel members. If you want to receive a shout out, then become a channel member today and you'll be shown on screen like all these other channel members here. Anyways, enjoy the video. The Battle Cats is a mobile game that I hold in high regard, as it's one of the few mobile games out there that are still being updated that are genuinely fun to play. Today, I want to share 50 random facts about this amazing game, from the obvious to the obscure. Most of the facts in here are probably not going to be of any real use in getting better at the game, but it's still fun to learn all the small details of this strange world of cats. If you want even more facts that are released, check the card in the corner of the video here. If you enjoyed watching this video, why not give it a like? Maybe leave a comment down below what fact was interesting to you, or what facts do you know about the game. If you enjoy the content on this channel, why not hit the subscribe button, since an astounding 72% of people that actually watch my videos are not subscribed, and it would be very appreciated if you could subscribe. Also, I have a link to my Discord server in the description down below that you can join and talk with others in my community, as well as myself. Anyways, to the facts we go. In version 10.2, the Into the Future base for France was changed to have a red Eiffel Tower. This was to coincide with the Neon Genesis Evangelion collab that happened during this update. Iguanidae Evolution is currently the only enemy to have first been introduced in the Enigma stage. The only stage they appear in outside of Hunter's Map 4 is the top floor of the Relic Citadel. Calamaria and Heracris are currently the only angel enemies in the game to not have area attack. The Firework guys are the only group of enemies that don't attack normally. The only time they actually attack is if they spawn as a boss and a unit is in their range when the base is triggered. Sage of Mind Soractis' pose is based on the statue of Socrates seen at the Academy of Athens, which sits alongside a statue of Plato. Through this super rare Super Sale Coliseum event, it is now possible to go below the hard 2-second limit cooldown. The units that can do so without cat combos include the Mohawk, Dark, and Bird variants alongside Manica Racer and the 2 Ancient Eggs. By using both Research Large and Medium combos, we can also add the Cow and Fish variants, Brainwash Tank, Suntan, Cube, Slapsticks, Juliet, Citizen Mola, and Time Traveler Cat. If you ever wanted to speak with a Relic enemy, Sorel is your best bet, as he is stated to speak Old English in his description, which is considered very young for a Relic enemy. The Greek character in Pegasus Evolution is Nu. Moth's Japanese name is a pun on hit singer Lady Gaga, as his name in Japanese is Lady Ga, and the Japanese word for moth is Ga. Despite it being classed as a merciless stage in Japanese, Top Dog is considered an insane stage. This is also the case for Dogsville and Dogsville Annex, although this is simply a translation error. Prior to version 13.5, Lizard Cat could be obtained from the Summer Break Cats Gacha event. Teacher Bear only appears in one stage of Uncanny Legends, this being Panic Tower, which also happens to be the debut stage for Cadaver Bear. In Hypo Spreadsheet, there is an unused green slime effect. This was perhaps meant to be an effect used when Hypo used their tongue during their attack animation. Muth was originally introduced as an enemy in Comanche Royale, making him one of the 3 enemy types to be later added to the main mobile version of the Battle Cats. This is supported by the fact that his ID in the game's code appears after Miss Sign, who would have been the last enemy added in the original flip phone version of the Battle Cats. The other 2 enemies that were brought back were Sleipnir and Mr. Murr. Even though Healer CC's description states that they have a small chance to freeze enemies, their chance to freeze is 100%. While it makes sense for Boar Jr. to be the smallest boar variant, it's also very noticeable that Dread Boar is much smaller than most of the other boar variants. In the Japanese version, Heavy Assault CAT has text written below the fruit. This text translates to watermelon. This text was perhaps removed as the word watermelon couldn't fit properly on the box, so they scrapped the characters altogether. Crocodilidae Kurocroc has both the highest health stat out of any black enemy, having 2.9 million health, and the highest knockback count out of any black enemy, having 20 knockbacks. The next highest knockback count is Kassurian Darkjoe with 11. Every single Snake variant description has a running theme about water, specifically on how all the variants are weak to water. For Snake, Ginger Snake, and Snake, they are weak to water due to being painted with watercolors, and Cinder Snake is weak to water due to being on fire. Despite Master A being the 4th enemy to appear in Stories of Legend, they are the first new Stories of Legend enemy in the enemy ID list. One-Eyed Oscar, Soul Day Rocker, and Head Rococo via talents are the only collab units with the Colossus Slayer ability. Scaling is an obvious reference to Star Wars, as the base heavily resembles Darth Vader, the treasure is quite literally called the Force, and the Japanese name for the stage is Death Stand, which is very similar to Death Star. The Echo enemy that would take the longest to brute force to kill is Possessed Empress. As well, she may only have 980,000 health, her shield has 1.2 million health, and with 10 knockbacks, you would effectively effectively have to deal 12,980,000 damage to kill her if you were only brute forcing her without a shield piercer. The temple that sits underneath Oda Nobunaga is the Honnoji Temple, which is the site famous for which the real-life Oda Nobunaga committed seppuku, or ritualistic suicide, after being betrayed by Akechi Mitsuhide, one of his own generals, and having the temple raided by his forces. Cricket Ideology is a remake of Empire of Cats Chapter 1 Moon. In version 6.3, audio and sprites for the feature that is now the barrier mechanic were found in the files. The barrier used to be blue, however, this was most likely changed to be red so it could be more easily seen compared to the blue skin of the alien enemies. Prior to version 4.7, Cat Gunslinger was a part of two cat combos, these being Crackshot, a cannon recharge small combo alongside with Archer Cat. The other combo being a Cat Cannon Recharge Large combo featuring Mr., Space Major, Fried Shrimp, and Sexy Bath Cats. Is the Dancer is the only Uberfest Uber that doesn't have a Yun version in its first form, as both forms share the same 3,150 cent cost and a 45.87 second cooldown, meaning that this is the only Uberfest unit in which the second form will always be better. Dr. Heaven has errors regarding her abilities in both forms. In her first form, it states that she is merely tough against black and alien enemies instead of insanely tough, and in her second form, it states she deals massive damage against alien and black enemies instead of insane damage. Future and Brainwash Eraser Cats are the only two non-Uber or Legendary units that have the insane resist ability. Droid Cat was the first rare and collab unit to get a true form in version 3.5. Prior to this, the only units with true forms were the basic cats and the purchasable special units. The English version of 3.0 was the Japanese version's 4.0. The update numbers became unified in version 5.0. Prior to version 12.4, Elefantidae proposed attack animation was desynced. The attack landed on frame 8, whereas the trunk slammed the ground on frame 12. While normally, Low Mohawk is the cheapest unit in the game, only costing 45 cents, if you were to play the super rare special sale Coliseum event, Manic Mohawk and Glittering Macho Cat become the cheapest units in the game, only costing 37 cents alongside their 1 second cooldown. Both Floral Kalisa and Tropical Kalisa's evolved form state her type as X instead of the Greek letter Chi like her regular counterpart. Even though this collab event didn't appear until version 12.7 in the English version, the Princess Pun units and stages from the 2013 collaboration event had been translated at the time. Cats in the Stroller's color scheme are taken from Princess Pun's pinks and golds, as Kirihime is the mother of Baby Cat. Nikumanjaro is the portmanteau of Nikuman, the Japanese name for a type of Chinese baozi with meat fillings, and Kilimanjaro, the tallest mountain in Africa located in Tanzania. Nyanko New Japan is a spin-off of the Battle Cats only available in Japan. The objective is to build prefectures of Japan to create a new map of Japan. This is the only game in the franchise to not feature a single enemy type. One of the enemies featured in Battle Cat's quest is a Johnny Leon cat. In order to fully upgrade every single cannon upgrade, you will need 1,623 bricks, 1,124 feathers, 1,502 coal, 1,105 sprockets, 1,035 gold, 1,255 meteorites, 1,163 beast bones, 234 ammonites, 498 brick Z, 340 feather Z, 471 coal Z, 273 sprocket Z, 265 gold Z, 391 meteorite Z, 310 beast bone Z, and 112 ammonite Z. As there is no stages in which ammonite Z can be obtained, the total amount of engineers and upgrade time needed is 1,314 total engineers and 6,796 hours of upgrade time, or 283 days straight of upgrading. This assumes no time between upgrades is taken. Xmas Gals and White Day are the only seasonal sets that don't have a Nenoko variant. The enemy with the lowest cash drop upon death is Assassin Bear, only dropping 4 cents. Big Sal and Axolotl are based on salamander species which are endangered, these being the Japanese giant salamander and the axolotl respectively. The cheesy catchphrase, "You are already dead," in Shadowboxer K's description is a reference to one of Kenshiro's famous lines from Fist of the North Star. In the Battle Cats Unite, there exists a sprite sheet for Low Gold Cat. However, this sprite sheet has no known code to make it properly function. In the game files exist sprites and animations for a metal egg. However, this remains unused and is the only traded egg unit to not exist in the game as of version 13.6. Filibuster Obstructa, Edie Ray, Lord of Ruin Gigando, and Crocodilidae Kurokroc are the only non-collab enemies in the game that can't be fought again once you clear their respective stages as of version 13.6. Prior to version 13.3, Christmas D was known as Blitzen, named after one of Santa's reindeer. And finally, Cyborg Cat is the only true form that has a different evolution cost between the mobile version and the Switch version. In the mobile version, she needs 3 green cat fruit seeds, 2 purple seeds, 3 yellow seeds, 1 red and blue cat fruit. On the Switch version, she needs 3 purple seeds, 2 blue seeds, 3 yellow seeds, 1 red and blue cat fruit. I want to thank you all for watching. If you thought these facts were fascinating, why not give this video a like and maybe even subscribe if you enjoy the content on this channel, and hit that bell so you don't miss an upload, as well as comment down what fact was most interesting to you. Also, shout out to the following channel members: Potato King, Something Something YouTube, Dr. Deadly, and Athani for being silver members or higher. Become a channel member today, as it's a way to support me in the way that helps keep the lights on, and channel members get an exclusive role on my Discord server, for which you can find a link to in the description down below. Anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day.